Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. We are back for episode 2 of my sessions with Shauna. And before I get started on this new episode today, I just want to give out a shout out to Scott Burks, who was my guest on episode 1. I've heard some amazing feedback. I'm not sure if Scott is watching today because he leaves for Haiti tomorrow. But Scott, if you're watching, I've had some amazing feedback. So let me say thank you for that. One other thing before I get started with my amazing guests for episode 2. I don't know about any of you, but I'm starting to hear from a lot of my friends and family. People are down right now. People seem to be feeling a little bit hopeless. There's so much going on in the world there's political turmoil, there's COVID, there's death. People are just down. Kids are having a hard time getting back to the new school year and how that all looks. So I just want to tell somebody today, keep your chin up. Don't lose faith. You have hope. And if you need something today, I've got 2 tips for you that might help you find that hope a little bit more. Number 1, do something for somebody today. Give back a little bit, make somebody else smile. And in return, I know that will make you smile. So let's give back. Number 1, that's tip number 1. Number 2, my gratitude practice that I do every single morning has totally changed my life. You have to rewire your brain a little bit. And when those negative things creep in, you need to rewire them with positive things. So try practicing gratitude. That is something that has helped me so much, because instead of focusing on the bad things that I have in my life or that's going on in the world, that gives me a little something to focus on. Hey, I have some amazing things in my life too. So if I choose to focus on the positive things versus the negative things, sometimes that helps me find my hope a little bit more. So for those of you struggling today, I just wanted to give you a little word of encouragement today. Hang in there. There are bad things, but there are so many good things. So hang in there, my friends, because we do love you. Okay, let's get with it. Episode 2. I'm so excited. My great friend Dawn Miller is here. Welcome, Dawn, and thank you.
Thank you. I just adore you. You're awesome. Your middle name is just amazing. I always insert that into my life daily. When I get down, I was like, what can I do to bring me joy today? And what can I do to bring others joy today? So thank you for leading in with that, because there's only 2 times that people need encouragement. And do you know when that is?
When?
2 times. They're living, they're breathing. Encouragement is oxygen for the soul. And one of your questions in the interview, and I love how prepared you are, is what do you do daily to add values to others? Is like, if you're thinking about someone, let them know. It's that easy. They probably need to hear what you're thinking today, whether that's a phone call, text, quick video, note card in the mail, right? And then the other one is the person in front of you. Be respectful and encourage them. They're the ones in charge when you're going through the grocery store, the drive-through, or even the person in front of you or behind you right in traffic. They're probably going through something today. So be mindful and be respectful. So
Absolutely.
how is everything in your world, my dear friend and fellow colleague and rock star business developer?
You're too kind. Things are good. Things are good. These sessions have been amazing. Hopefully I'm adding value to people every single day and they're getting a little nugget of something from them. So I'm excited to have you. You actually had me on one of your sessions, which that was so amazing. I had so much fun. So for people who don't know, you and I are fellow John Maxwell team members. You're actually certified. I'm not yet. I'm on my way, but you're a coach, a speaker, and a trainer. You're doing some amazing things. You're big into change your world, but you're also a realtor. So we're both realtors. We have that in common. Let's start there. Let's start with your real estate world just for a minute. How long have you been a realtor?
Yes, I got licensed in 2004, which makes me 17 years crazy in real estate. Licensed here in Virginia. I'm a resident of Virginia Beach, and yet I call myself a citizen of the world because I was also licensed at one point in time in Texas. Then almost was 80% done of doing my Florida real estate license because I was going to check
Wow.
there. And if anyone is interested in getting licensed in real estate, let me encourage you that those 3 states, I had gotten that real estate license through doing it online, right? So the world looks differently a little bit now. Don't discount being able to get certified and doing things online. So 17 years, yeah.
Wow. So is that what started your entrepreneurial journey? Was it real estate?
That's a great question. When you ask that, I did not set out to become an entrepreneur. And a lot of people don't know, when you're a licensed real estate agent, you're not an employee of that real estate company where you hang your license. You're self-employed. You got your license. Good luck. Go at it. I made the transition from Florida to Virginia because I was a reservist for the military, for the Navy. And I was there in
And
Orlando.
thank you
Yeah,
for your service. Thank
it
you for your
is.
service.
It's this very small what I did compared to others, and I appreciate that. And I knew that there was something more out there for me in that world because I was unfulfilled in sales. Since way back when, I'd always done something: sales, marketing, PR, journalism. That was always between high school and what I went to college for. I was a journalist in the Navy, and I was there at the Reserve Center, and I knew there was something more. And I was like, let me make a move to Norfolk, Virginia, the largest naval base, and see what this active duty life is like. And I joke around and I say that I was better in sales because I got my real estate license at the same time than I was being a sailor. And I transitioned out of, I finished my time, of course, in the reserves and just stayed because I was being successful in sales. So what happened from there, and I want to encourage everyone, like, leadership matters, right? And leaders matter. And it was when I made a transition from one real estate company to another that the leader saw the leader in me. And that's when I found my true passion and purpose for training and coaching in 2015.
Okay. So are you still coaching real estate agents?
That To answer that, we would have to, there would be a lot of ins and outs for that. Right now, I do not. And now with, I guess, a new pathway, there's an opportunity to do that again, but I have in the past. So it started with training and coaching real estate agents, and those that are interested in maybe one day becoming, if they're not already, a trainer and a coach, is like the coaching arena and the coaching questions is the same no matter what industry. And yet I had a mentor back in 2017 challenge me. So that's great. You're training and coaching the real estate arena and those agents. What do you do not only to grow and better yourself, but what are you doing to grow and better yourself for those outside of the real estate industry? And that's when I made the transition, or I made the commitment to join the John Maxwell team for all of the resources and the training to better myself as a trainer and coach, and then better those outside of the real estate industry, especially professionally.
How has that changed your life? How has joining the John Maxwell team and being certified in the coaching and the leading and the speaking, how has that changed your life?
That's a great question. So now my success is really through others. I call myself a cup filler, a
I love that. Yes.
Yes, and a ladder holder, because as a cup filler, like, one of my strengths, people say, is it is encouraging and inspiring, right? So you want to fill the cup of others and make sure that your cup is not, empty, right? You can't pour from an empty cup.
Nope.
But then what it's done for me is, like, success is great and everything, but being able to see others succeed and sharing an idea and or holding that, walking with them, sharing the idea, and then holding them accountable and seeing them do it. That's what I mean by, holding the ladder so they can climb up the ladder. And then, and you can agree with this, because this isn't, look at how great and awesome that you are already. Like, was this not kind of a little bit of discomfort when you first started this or started talking about doing a live? And now you're like, episode 2. Hello. That's what it means to be a lid lifter. Purposely insert discomfort into your life daily so you can blow the lid off of your potential and fulfill your purpose and your passion that you were born to do, Miss Shauna Joy.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. And can I just tell you, you had a big hand in that. You did. You jumped into and introduced yourself to me very early on in my John Maxwell journey, which I so appreciated. And you've been such a huge cheerleader of mine, and you've been such a huge amount of support for me. So thank you. Thank you for lifting my lid, and thank you for holding my ladder. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no. Oh, thank you for saying that. And when you shared that story about the competing real estate broker or leader or whatnot, I was like, whoa, we need to go live with this and see that we're at other real estate companies, and like, you're in charge, if you will, not necessarily selling, but you're growing and developing that business company and those real estate agents. I was like, that's not how it is. So we were able to tackle it on 2 forms where we're in co-opetition, if you will, with real estate and coaching, but then it's more collaboration than anything else. Absolutely.
Tell me this, at what point in your real estate career, because I don't think a lot of realtors, they're starting to, but a lot of realtors don't realize the need for growth in their personal life. Most of them are spending time working on their business. Or in their business, but they're not spending that time working on themselves. At what point did you realize the importance of growth for you as a real estate agent?
Right. We talked about this before, and you can only go so far on your own. We all have a natural feeling of achievement. And if you feel, the reality is, like, do what you've always done, get what you've always got. There's going to be a point where you can only do so much and go so far, like on your own or with whatever it is that you are doing. And so that's number 1. And then number 2 is you have to work harder on yourself than your business. And I was doing the same thing over and over and getting the same results.
Yeah.
And tell me about this. And this is one thing you can encourage those around you, especially in real estate, is get outside of your industry and learn. Right? Get outside of your industry. Don't just say, I'm going to go to the same real estate conference or convention. What's outside of your real estate industry that you might be able to learn from? It's always first. It's never about your business, right? You always know there's something else, right?
Absolutely. And I think it wasn't until I joined the John Maxwell program that I learned the difference between success and significance. I feel like, especially when you're in sales or when you own your own business, because at the end of the day, we do as realtors, we are our own CEOs of our companies. We are chasing success, right? But what I never realized is what success is only for me. So success is for me. And it wasn't until joining the John Maxwell team and hearing about significance that it totally changed the way I view this, because yes, everybody wants to be successful, but man, it sounded so selfish when I learned that my success, not just in real estate, but in life is for me. What am I doing for anybody else? That's where you have to really chase that idea of significance. And yes, I want success for me, but man, I want success for you. And I want to leave a success for my kids and my grandkids and for generations to come. That is significance. I want people to know when they come to my funeral, I want them to say, because of her, I never gave up. Because of her, I learned the importance of mindset. Because of her, I learned the importance of growth and how life-changing that is. And so the significance is something that I have been preaching a lot in our office. The agents in my local office, well, even in statewide, they've all heard me talk about significance and how important that is. And don't just live for yourself, right? I mean, what is success? So I get the house, I get the car, what are you chasing?
Here's an idea. If you're doing it alone, success is like really you're doing it alone. If you're doing it alone, number one, you're making it too hard. And then number two, your dream is too small. Right. John Maxwell says, like, if you want to create this life and you're doing it on your all by yourself, your dream is too small. But then I really had to study and understand the difference between success and significance. And you're right, like real estate wasn't fulfilling me as much and it was draining out of me. But to be honest, I love success. I love success, and most people love success as well. But here's the thing about most people too, is that success is winning. And not only do I want to win, I want others to win too, right? And that's why people, they want to win and they want to be part of a winning team. Mm-hmm. Together we can do so much more. So that's the definition of significance for me.
Right. I love that. So if we have real estate agents watching us today who have not started down a path of growth, where do you suggest they start?
I love that question. And to me, reminds me of the week is won, since we were talking about wedding, the week is won before it's begun by how you prepare or start, like on the weekend, number one. But more importantly, then, because you're planning, then you want to control your day and control the spirit of your day by the first 15, 20 minutes of the morning. And you started out by saying, you know, how your life has changed and or how you're feeling a lot better by gratitude, right? So for me, like mindset and then the morning and your daily practice, set your intentions for the day, right?
Yes.
Set your intentions for the day. And for me, like life changed when I became a morning person. And then I was intentional about that growth because it started with written affirmations, which, by the way, actually you want to talk about how sales is really like influence. And on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, if they get connected with you, they can get a free spot in via Zoom. I'm going to be talking about how influence impacts your business, and it starts with you, and it starts with growth, and it starts with your mindset.
Yes.
So let's just focus on the first 15 minutes of our day.
Agreed. And I tell people that, yeah, don't get up. If you get up out of bed, you've hit snooze 15 times. So yep. you're already late getting out of bed. And then you're trying to grab your tea or your coffee or whatever. You're late, you're running out the door. Then you get stuck in traffic and you're mad at the people all around you because they're driving too slow. By the time you get to the office, you're so frazzled that the first client that calls you in your day, they're going to get that, you know? So it's like, is it going to control you or are you going to control your day? So get up a little earlier and have that morning routine is huge. And I think so many people are missing the boat by not having a morning routine. Yeah. It's huge. It's huge. And the other thing is expecting, the other thing in real estate, we have bad days. We're dealing with people, we're dealing with financing not going through, or an inspection that comes back bad, or a house doesn't appraise. How are you looking at it? So if I get out of bed and I'm like, oh, I got to deal with so-and-so today, and I've got this inspection response I have to write, and I just, that your whole day is going to go like that. Versus getting out of bed and say, okay, these are the things I have to handle today. How can I better respond to them? How can I get myself mentally prepared to better respond to them and actually bridge the gap and make this all come together in a successful transaction where it can actually go a little bit smoother if we're all in the right frame of mind. People don't realize that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when number one, set your intentions. And then number two, your day is going to go, of course, a lot smoother. And be a maker in the morning and a manager in the afternoon.
I love that.
Happen and you're prospecting. And then in the afternoon, one to make sure that they understand too, in terms of like growth, is that you're going to grow because of those that you're around with as well. And relationships are your greatest resources.
Oh, absolutely. Give me one. I'm just writing down what you just said. That was good. Maker in the morning
Be a maker in the
Manager
morning,
in the
a
afternoon.
manager in the afternoon. I mean, come on, raise our hands. It doesn't matter what real estate your industry. Oh, I'm juggling a lot of balls. Oh, I've got to put out this fire. Okay, come on. Is it really? Right? Take care of what you need to take care of in the morning, and that's generate business, because no matter what business you have, you're in the business of getting more business, or else you're not going to be in business.
Right.
Guess what? In the afternoon from like 2 to 4, I put everything else, right? The fires, right? And or if I didn't do, my prospecting, and I didn't do my business, then that's my plan B. And guess what? My other thing is that's time for people. People need me, or I want to reach out to people, or I want to enjoy some beach time, give yourself a
Well,
reward.
if I
So,
live somewhere with a beach, yes.
come on, girl.
You do. Someday. Talking about the whole,
whatever your joy-filled place is.
well, we have a lake here, but
There you go, girl. Yeah, or it could be a coffee,
yeah.
Or it's like, oh, oh, I wish I could catch up with you. I wish I could catch up with you. Well, then why don't you do it? So put it in your schedule, make it happen.
Well, you said something about juggling everything. I heard an analogy this week that really resonated with me. Somebody said we are all juggling, right? We have our families, we have our jobs, we have our friends, we have our responsibilities, all of these things that we're doing, we're constantly juggling. If we look at it as though some of the things we're juggling are glass, right? Some of the things we're juggling are plastic. The things that drop that are plastic are not going to break. But the things that we're juggling that are glass, our families, our health, our mindset, all those very important things, if they drop, they're going to break if they're glass.
Yeah.
So it's like we really have to take time to look very carefully at those things that we're juggling. And if some of those plastic things fall by the wayside, it's not the end of the world. Let them be. Focus on those things that you really need to be focusing on. And I cannot quit thinking about that this week. It just it really shifted my mindset and the way I'm viewing things.
That's a very, very, very good example, because, and again, if you don't set your intentions for with the beginning of the day and you're running around crazy, then you just take care of what you think, matters most. And it's, you're taking care of the plastic and the glass,
Right.
The glass is falling and shattering and everything. So that's a great analogy. Can I share one other analogy for you and what growth has done for me?
Please do.
Yes. Because my number one pet peeve is, and it's kind of associated with growth, right? Is when someone says, well, I'm not a leader. Okay. Really? You're not a leader. Okay. You have a life, right? So I'm going to ask you this, and what growth has done for me, because I was in the same place all the time for way too long. Think of yourself. You got a key in your hand. You're going to get in the car and you've got a destination to go to, right? You've got a destination to go to. And you go and you unlock that door and you sit in the passenger seat of the car. Just how far are you going to get to your destination?
You're not going to go anywhere.
Girl, yes, that car is your life. For years, I was sitting on the passenger side. Wow. I was letting other people tell me what to do or what I should do, what job, and I call it a society setback, because I was up and down in weight, and you've got to be so much. Oh, you can't do that. You're too overweight. Or when I lose weight, or when I fix my, my teeth, or, when I grow out my hair. I just cut my hair last night because, I was juggling too many balls. I didn't take care of my hair, I'm like, I'm just going to cut it. I did a pretty good job though, right?
You did. It looks good.
I
love that. I love that. I'm 46, and I think I have, for 44 years, have been in the passenger seat of my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I would say that most of the people watching, unless they're where you and I are, and we've come so far with growth, they're probably right now sitting in the passenger seat of their own life. Wow. That's actually it's sad and it's scary all in this at the same time. Wow. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
It is my pleasure. I just adore you. I can't wait to see you in person, right?
In
March
March.
IMC, which is the International Maxwell Certification. We keep going back. It's twice a year. We keep going back because no woman ever steps in the same river twice, for she is not the same woman, and the river is not the same river. That is growth. Okay,
Yeah.
we have
So
another season, my friend.
yes, and before we end, and I ask you the last question, which I'm going to ask everybody, hold tight on that. Don't answer that yet. Real quick, you just got back from the International Maxwell Convention, which is what we're talking of, IMC. You just got back, and I know that you are still riding on the high from that. Can you give us one little nugget of something that you took from IMC that you could share with our viewers today? One aha moment or something that stands out to you?
Yes. And they've said it before, and this is our platform. I am a person of value who values others, who wants to add value to people or to others. You must first value yourself before you can value others, and then give value. Absolutely. And they demonstrated that in 3 ways. I felt valued. The IMC, the 10-year anniversary, offered so much amazing over the top value. They exceed expectations. When we talk about the JMT DNA, exceeding expectations is one of them. And then they modeled values. They showed what it's like to show up as like a true leader. This is not just textbook. They are leaders in that, and they're showing that and how to model it.
That's awesome. I love that. Value myself, show value to others, and add value. That's great. Okay, well, you just perfectly led into my last question. And everybody that's on my sessions with Shauna is getting these same questions on this very last question. What do you do every single day to ensure that you are adding value to other people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier, and I can definitely expand on it, or you can challenge me with this. But man, that morning routine in the morning is, I start thinking and meditating, and I really think, like, how is the day going to go? And what is my future goal? And I start thinking about people. So when I think about people, I reach out to them. And sometimes it's a bit awkward, right? But hey, I was just thinking about you. Are you doing okay? I'm wondering why I'm thinking about you. So glad you brought it up, because of it. Sometimes it leads to business, sometimes it doesn't. Or that person reaches out to me. I was like, wow, I was really just thinking about you. So adding values, if you're thinking about them, number one, reach out to them. And number two, like, respect the person in front of you and honor them. Yeah,
I love that.
It's as easy as that. And then number three is, like, I'm not jam-packed filling my day with appointments, because the life is going to happen, right? Things are going to go sideways. Take care of the fires and take care of your people. Right. And that's when opportunity shows up. It doesn't show up because there's like a lead in your email or whatnot. It's like taking the time to build the relationships are your greatest resource. So make time to develop that resource of relationships with people. I love you.
Huge. I love you too. Thank you so much. Where can people find you? What's the name of your Instagram and your Facebook?
Right. Yeah. So they can, I've got everything is a one-stop shop online page, connectwithdawnm.com. They can friend me. The Instagram is there, which is Dawn Miller and Company. We've got some just for all of my Shauna Joy Snyder's friends, fans, and followers or whatnot. There's some free downloadables there with connectwithdawnm.com. And
awesome.
If I can ever add value to you, I am loving this presentation I'm giving next week at 8 p.m. Eastern. While I go and I'll do it for you and your crew. Absolutely.
Okay.
Free. It's part of the Maxwell method of selling. And it's not selling and cold calling and all that dirty words associated with sales. Sales is influence, and you guys have influence, and you need to make sure that you're using that influence to impact your business, and then of course personally as well. So
awesome.
I'll talk to you more about that.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a great weekend. I love you so much. Thank you for everything.
You so much.
Okay. See you soon. Bye.